Hello guys, welcome to another video. We're talking about the arytenoid muscles. Now these are muscles we do want to use. So the cricoid muscles, which stretch us up in pitch. I'm engaging the cricoid muscles to stretch my cords out and tilt the larynx. Now, the other group, the main ones we need to worry about when we're talking about the correct muscles to use, are these ones, the arytenoid muscles. Let's just have a look at these. So this view is in the back. It's as if a camera is pointing through the back of my neck here behind me, and we're looking at the folds from the back there. Let's just play this because we can see it in motion. So we've got kind of three muscles all working to close those vocal cords. See if we get another view in a sec. I haven't watched this before. I'm hoping that it will give us another one. Right, so yeah. So here, we're looking from the top. And look how these muscles engage the folds together. See that? Yeah, they close the cords with the right muscles. There we go. Look at that. See that working? So there's quite a few muscles that go into into the closure there. We generally refer to them as the arytenoid muscles, but there, if you notice, you go through them. There's I think three or four muscle groups there. But basically, their role is to to close the cords up like that, which helps us phonate or make sound. So if you imagine, we can close those muscles to different degrees, just like if I engage my bicep, you know, I can engage it a lot, or I can engage it a little bit. A little bit. Somewhere in the middle. More closed, yeah? You can hear in the sound as we get more closure, the chords penetrate into more fiber, basically. More of that as they oscillate, they get you, and there's more closure. There is basically more surface of the chord in each cycle of the vibration engaging as we close the arytenoids more. So the way I think about singing is, I basically think about isolating the cricoid muscles and using those on their own, going up and down in pitch, and the degree of closure that we're engaging with the arytenoid muscles. Now, as we start out, the first goal really for people learning technique as beginners that are struggling is to start weeding out the right muscles to use and weeding out the wrong muscles and getting rid of tension in the voice. That's a process that typically takes the most time and can be pretty tedious at times for people. Once all the tension's gone and the correct muscles are being used in isolation, then it's easier to work on pure technique where we are sticking with one vowel, going up and down in pitch, whilst maintaining an even compression, which means, when you think about it, the arytenoids close a certain degree as we set the exercise. They stay very still, and then we engage in isolation the cricoid muscles to take the pitch up. And whilst we're doing that, none of the other muscles are creeping into to raise that larynx and mess around with the sound. We are just engaging the cricoid muscles and changing the pitch. Now you could do other exercises where you keep the pitch the same, but you lean in and out of the arytenoid squeeze. So that way, again, you are isolating the arytenoid muscles and using them on their own, and helping the brain to really cement what muscles do I need, what muscles do I need to let go of, and then how am I going to use those muscles in isolation of one another in order to have the most efficient technique possible. Outside of all this technical stuff, pure technique, objective technique, is obviously the artistry, the subjective part of singing, the style, all this stuff is set. I see that as separate to technique. Most of the stuff that I teach and help people work through is just, how do I sing more easily? How do I get rid of tension? As opposed to what's the right way to approach this stylistically. I can help people with that, but typically people have more technical stuff they've got to work through before they get to the style stuff. The style stuff's typically much easier to fix as well, because that's just a case of, right, that's pretty good, but let's do it this way. If they're singing tension free, it's typically just, it's just the icing on the cake, little nuances, just small adjustments. Whereas if there's a lot of tension in the technique, you can kind of dress it up stylistically as much as you want, but the fundamentals aren't going to be there, so it's going to be hard to make it sound good. Anyway, so in these 3 videos we've covered the cricoid muscles, the arytenoid muscles, and the external incorrect muscles that we want to be relaxing and letting go of. I hope this has helped you guys, give you a bit of clarity in terms of why I think the way I think in regards to using the voice, and helped you kind of get a sense of a more objective way of thinking about things, rather than, my whole goal with singing is to demystify it and just make it about real simple and objective in terms of releasing your voice and making the technique work for you easily, rather than these kind of nebulous kind of concepts like support, like I don't know, you hear loads of different terms, onsets, what's another one, even things like mixed voice, which I'll use, head voice, chest voice. A lot of these things can confuse people. Whereas when you just say, look, these are the muscles in your throat, you've got to use these muscles, you've got to get rid of the wrong ones, we've got to learn to use those muscles on their own, independently of one another. It's just like no mystery involved at all. It makes singing just seem like basic and easy, really, which it should be. If it's right, it should be pretty simple to do. Unfortunately, without realizing, we make it hard, and that's where I come in. Anyway, have a good day, guys. See you in a bit. Bye.